to Coinomics. So let me give you a quick rundown of what's happening to BTC. So currently the price is sitting at 43,880. Volume of sellers is slowly reducing. We can see an uptick here. I've got a local resistance here before the recording. Check the previous local support, so it sits around 44,000 and around $44,000. So it's important that we kind of break through that 44k mark. It has gone up, hitting that today. Let's hit for literally 12 o'clock 3 hours ago it hit that and had bounced back down. So it's important that we kind of break through the 44k mark. So BTC longs, it's increasing. Number of longs has, some got wrecked over the last 24 hours. And we are seeing the longs have started to pick up again, so that's also increasing. Also a good indicator to see whether the price of Bitcoin could potentially go up. So next, if we hit the fundamentals, so if you move on to Cointelegraph, we can see the title here: a third of Americans to buy Bitcoin by end of 2022. So in an interview on CNBC program ETF Edge on Monday, Eric Edelman said that we're already at a quarter of that number, with 24% of Americans owning Bitcoin. It won't be that much of a stretch for it to go, for it to get to 1/3. So Bitcoin has become more and more mainstream. People are hearing about it everywhere. It isn't going anywhere. So let's see with the recent dip if that encourages new retail investments to come in. On the other side of the pond, companies in Iran can now use Bitcoin for international trade. So the Central Bank of Iran, CBI, plans to allow cryptocurrencies to be used for international trade in the Middle Eastern country. So according to a local report, the CBI has reached an agreement with country's Ministry of Trade to integrate crypto payments for Iranian businesses. So for me, this is still positive news. If the legal requirements to allow local trades to take place in cryptocurrencies, it just means that for 2022 we'll have more better adoption, and also another country who kind of recognizes the legal tender for Bitcoin in use of transactions for trade as well, and for international settlement. Another news which I thought is important to share is that retail is pushing the Bitcoin price up, says Ledger CEO. So in an interview taken by CNBC at the Crypto Finance Conference in St. Moritz in Switzerland, Goffea said that the situation panning out with Bitcoin comes with no surprise, as the retail trend is prominent and is always the same, he explained. So the number of addresses with the minimum number of Bitcoin is actually growing compared to the number of whales. So again, another bullish statement. Thought I will share this: Bitcoin's Death Cross 2022 incoming. So there's been a lot of news around the Bitcoin Death Cross, with the 50-day and the 200-day MA kind of crossing paths. So historically they have crossed paths, and it didn't materialize. So it's important to see that it is coming up. So you may hear about this in the news, but I for one don't think anything's going to impact Bitcoin in a negative way. One other important news to share is that one small Bitcoin miner beats the odds, I say it's once in a blue moon, and gets 6.25 BTC reward for mining a block. So 6.25 BTC is worth around 267,000. So whoever you are out there, whoever got that BTC reward, go and buy yourself a nice hot kind of meal with a nice drink and put your feet up, because that's one hell of a reward and once in a lifetime opportunity. And finally, So with the stock to flow, I've not put it on here. With the stock to flow, the price of Bitcoin should have been a lot higher. So the Swiss bank CEO says that international valuation model says that Bitcoin rising to 75,000 in 2022. So there are a number of bullish statements out there by recognized people in the media who recognize that BTC, the value should be higher, and they see a lot more growth for it for this year. So thank you for catching up on Coinomics. Catch up with you later.